Hey, Alvernia community, it's commencement day. And I am so excited because with me today is Regina Rossi, who is graduating. Hi, Regina. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm just so excited to be a part of this experience, and I'm just so looking forward to all the commencement celebrations today. So I'm so excited, and thank you for having me today.
You're welcome. So how does it feel to be graduated?
Oh my gosh, it is so exciting. I'm so looking forward to it. It's been 5 years, so I've been, really been through it all, but I'm so excited to be, still part of the Alvernia community as an alumni and just sort of jumping onto that next chapter, but still maintaining all of those connections with professors, friends, and of course Alvernia itself in the future. So I'm so excited to be here today and just be able to go on to the next chapter of my life and see how Alvernia continues to blossom in the future.
That's awesome. I am so excited for you, and we are so proud of you and so happy to welcome you into the alumni community.
Thank you so much. I can't believe we're here already.
I know. So if you could start off by just telling me what your degree is.
Yes, so I'm doing the 5 year bachelor's to master's program for occupational therapy. So it was so nice because I was able to, get accepted as a freshman and then be able to just do 5 straight years getting my bachelor's in health science. I'm also picking up a minor in psychology along the way too. So it's been such a fun journey throughout my major, meeting incredible people too.
Lots of work and it will certainly pay off. What made you want to get into occupational therapy? Did you have like a moment where you were like, this is what I want to do?
Yeah, so I always knew I loved the medical field. Like I remember being a kid and I had a little like plastic skeleton and I just loved learning about bones and muscles. So I just always knew I was really interested in the medical field. And I actually started being interested in physical therapy because my mom was actually a PT. But honestly, it was like the 7 years kind of daunted me a little bit. So I was really looking around what other career options there were. And then I came across occupational therapy and I just fell in love with it. Like I just love how it's still very much like biomedical and still very like learning the bones and muscles, but also so much so holistic too. So really just focusing on, who is this person and how can you really help them be able to do everything they want to be able to do, whether it's getting up in the morning, being able to go into the community, socializing, and really just living their best life. So I'm so happy to have chosen occupational therapy, and it's going to be a fun journey ahead.
That's awesome. And you definitely have the personality for it because you're
Oh,
just so outgoing and so helpful. And so I know people will love having you as their occupational
oh,
therapist.
thank you so much. I'm so excited to be able to start working and kind of diving into it more.
Of course. Do you have like what specifically in occupational therapy are you interested in? Because I know there's a lot of different directions that you could go in.
Yeah, so I fell in love with hand therapy actually. So when I started my academic career, I was like pediatrics, I loved kids, and I was really all for it. But as I really started to learn more, I started loving hand therapy more. So just taking the classes, just hearing the stories and the experiences my professors have had, I just loved how, once again, it was so medical of just like learning all the bones and muscles in your hand because there's so much that goes on in there. But it's also like so important for function. So, hearing patient stories about like how do you do your hair if you can't have your hand, you can't lift your, shoulder or bend your elbow enough to be able to reach back here. So I just love how it's so it just blends those two things so perfectly, being so fascinating to just learn what goes on in here, but then also it's just so important to be able to help people doing what they want to do. So I'm so excited to be able to start that.
That's awesome. So that could be with any age group, or you want to do that specifically with kids.
It can be any age group. So that's also what I love about it is that if you have a kid come in who has some kind of injury, I can work with them. But also on the other age spectrum, I had a patient who had dementia, and so being able to work with them who also had a distal radius fracture, so broke her wrist. So it was just like so cool to be able to see all different people of all different walks of life and different areas. So that's why I especially love it too.
It gives you some good variety too.
100%, because you can get, more like chronic conditions like arthritis or carpal tunnel, but then you also get more traumatic as well. So it's just a perfect blend of everything.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad you found your little niche there.
Thank you.
So, what are your next steps now that you're graduated? Do you have a job lined up?
I do actually. So I'm so excited. I do have a hand therapy position lined up that I'm going to get to start in August, which I'm so excited for. It's with a company called Luminous Health, and it's actually based in Maryland. So I will be living in Virginia, but it's in the Bowie, Upper Marlboro area, so like between DC and Annapolis. So it's going to be like 45 minutes from my house. So I'm so excited to be able to start. They seem like a really good company that has like good mentorship and just a wide variety of clients I'll be able to see. So I'll be rotating between two clinics. So I'm so excited to actually be able to get a hand therapy job because I've heard it's hard to be able to kind of get in per se because a lot of times they want you to be like a certified hand therapist, but then it's like to be a certified hand therapist you need experience, but to have experience you have to be a CHT. So it's just one of those things where sort of a vicious cycle. But I was so excited they willing to take a chance on me as a new grad, and I'm really looking forward to it. The team seems great, so I'm so excited.
That's awesome. So are you familiar with that area at all, or is this going to be like totally new for you?
So my family has always lived in like the Northern Virginia area, so I'm like so close to like DC, Maryland, or obviously Virginia. And so I can't say I've really like worked in that specific area before, but we do have family friends that do live in Upper Marlboro, so at least have like some connection and I can go stop by and see them someday. So it'll be really nice to kind of branch out, but also still have some comfort, especially, adulting for the first time. It'll be really nice to be able to kind of have that balance of living at home for a little bit to kind of get my base and foundation, but then also being able to branch out and try different hobbies because I'm obviously been busy with school. So it's been really nice to kind of think about what do I get to do with my free time.
That is so awesome. How close are you to home, like to Virginia where your parents are?
So I will be living at home, so it'll be in like Springfield, Virginia, and then
Okay.
I'll be able to just drive 45 minutes or so to my work in Maryland. So
Oh, that's
I'll be
not bad
hopping
at
the border.
all.
Yeah, it's gonna
That's
be
perfect.
perfect. 100%.
Good,
So it'll be a nice drive. I'll be listening to my audiobooks and podcasts and jamming to music, so I'm looking forward to it.
good. So your experience at Alvernia, can you tell me about some of like the clubs that you were involved in during your time on campus and maybe how that changed or impacted your Alvernia experience as a whole?
Yeah, sure. That's a great question. So I loved getting involved on campus from day one. So I joined a lot of like major related clubs. So doing like the Student Occupational Therapy Association Club, Coalition of Occupational Therapy Advocates for Diversity. So those were things I really got involved with. I also joined the Pre-Health Club as well, which was really fun. I was also the president for 2 years, which was cool. And then just like random other honor societies, things like that. One club that I really enjoyed this past year was the Side by Side Club. So it was partnering Alvernia students with people in the community who have like developmental disabilities or physical disabilities. So it was just a really cool experience to be able to like play games with them and do arts and crafts with them. So it was just so exciting. And I feel like the thing that I really learned most from joining all these clubs was just making connections, not only with just like my peers and just getting to know other students on campus, but also seeing the faculty advisors. And each club has its own unique purpose as well. So just whether it's having fun on campus or just getting a new perspective, I thoroughly enjoyed getting involved and just highly recommend everyone gets involved as much as they can because if you don't really know what you're missing. So it's good to just kind of get yourself out there and then see what happens.
That is so true. And that's where so many of like your life experiences and growth comes from when you're in college, from like you said, like meeting new people and you took on a leadership role in a club for 2 years. And it gives you so much experience that doesn't only help you grow as a person, but will help you in your college and then professional career too.
I 100% agree. It's so nice to be able to have that experience and just like working with SGA and budgeting and just all those things that as a club member you really don't have to pay attention to, of course. So it's just a different perspective and working with other students as well on a team and just really yeah, just working with everyone. It was just a really good opportunity and I have no regrets being able to having done all of these things.
Good. Plus, like you said, I mean, it never it that's how you figure out what you do and don't like and what you enjoy, you know? Might as well
Yes,
give it a shot. What do you have to lose?
I know, like worst case, you just get free snacks at a meeting. Like most meetings have some kind of free food, so you can no club experience is a wasted experience.
Good. Good. Well, I'm glad. Do you have a favorite memory or tradition from your time at Alvernia?
Oh my gosh, there's so many of them, but I think sort of my favorite was like the bingos and the late night breakfast during finals week. Those were just such good moments because like you're so stressed from finals week, but just to be able to like go out, have free food and just like see your professors there and just like I feel like that's what really makes Alvernia stand out is how much like the professors and faculty staff just love the students and we're just so much we're just cared for so much, which I absolutely love. And also like the late night breakfast, you oftentimes it is bingo, so you get free prizes, which is wonderful. But then also I remember I think it was a year or two ago, they had like pie a professor or something like that. And it's like, what school has that? And I remember um the provost at the time, but now our president, Dr. Fitzgerald, she was actually pied. And I'm like, what university you get to pie your president? I was blown away, but I feel like that just shows that the Alvernia community cares so much for its students. And, Dr. Fitzgerald is just an incredible person that she has that unique and just close perspective with everyone here. So I absolutely love that. And I will definitely remember that for years to come.
That is awesome. I do remember what you're talking about, and I think a club was doing it.
Yeah, I think
Um,
it was a fundraiser, like spend $1 to pie a professor or something. It was
yeah.
definitely worth it. I'm sure I didn't end up doing it, but I definitely enjoyed watching it.
How fun is that? And then I also remember, I think at Spring Fling one year they had the dunk tank.
Yes, you're
Yeah,
right.
same similar, yeah.
That's true. I mean, Spring Fling is also an incredible event. I got to do the zip line earlier this year, or just a few weeks ago, I guess, and it was just so much fun to just have all these different vendors up here and just like who gets to go zip line across the quad? Like, no schools can't say that.
That is so true. So true. It really seems like you took advantage of so much that Alvernia had to offer, and it's helped create the person who you are. So I'm so happy that you took advantage of all those opportunities because I can see that you value it and you know how important it is.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I definitely feel like I am who I am today because I took advantage of all these opportunities. And of course, if I'd done something different, who knows what I would be like today. But I think, it's here for a reason. May as well take advantage of it. And as I'm quickly realizing when you go out into the world, not everything is just right out there for you. You have to chase it a lot more.
Yeah, you are totally right. So now that you're graduated, what are you looking forward to the most just in starting this new life, this new beginning?
Yeah, I'm just so excited to kind of just not have to deal with the assignments of course, but just have those like changed relationships with my professors as well. I like almost cried the other day because my one of my professors was like so excited to have you as a colleague and I'm like oh my gosh that's actually crazy. So I just really love the idea of just still maintaining those relationships with professors but also being from a colleague perspective rather than student professor. And of course it is going to be a slightly different relationship, not going to be best friends or anything, but still just having that changed relationship and just being able to take everything that I learned at Alvernia and finally being able to apply it in the real world. It was wonderful having the fieldwork experiences, but most of my academic learning has been in the classroom. But being able to actually go out there, have a job being actually making a difference in the world, I'm just so excited to be able to see what the next chapter brings.
Yeah, and Alvernia is always here for you. So anytime you need anything, or like you said, those connections with your professors are going to make such a huge difference because now you're going to be able to go to them with questions or advice as you're out there
Mhm.
doing what they taught you, which is so crazy and cool.
It is like it's just so weird. It's like, wow, I actually get to like walk into a patient's room and be like, "Hi, I'm your occupational therapist," and not just like, "Hi, I'm the student." So it's just going to be such a changed perspective of going from someone who's in college and sort of still that student mentality being sort of a real adult, I guess. I know I keep saying that, but really sort of diving into being fully independent.
Well, you earned it and you'll do great at it.
Thank you so much.
So now that you're not starting your job until August, you do get to enjoy your summer a little bit. So do you have any fun or exciting plans this summer?
I do actually. I'm going to be still being with Alvernia. I'm going to actually be hiking the El Camino trail in Spain, which I'm so excited for. It's going to be for 7 days, so we're going to get to just go there, hike, just see all these different people. It's going to be really nice, like meditative as well. So like just sort of thinking, about what's going to be next, and also just seeing some of the historic sites there as well. So I'm just so excited because I'll have taken and fingers crossed, hopefully pass my boards exam end of June. So in July, I will actually be able to go. And so it's just going to be such a nice turning point of, studying for the boards, being a true student, to then thinking about my future and my career. So I'm just really excited to see what I'm thinking about while I'm walking the trail and what sort of new perspectives I'm gaining and what new mindset that I'm going to have sort of going forward. So I'm really, really looking forward to this experience, and it is through Alvernia. So one of my best friends is also going to be able to come as well. So it's going to be a really, really good experience.
You are gonna love it so much, and like walking every single day, you're gonna connect with nature and with who you are, and it's gonna be like the best feeling ever because you will never feel more present in your life. Like you can't do anything else but walk, you know?
I know, I
So
know.
you are gonna love it. It's gonna be a great experience for you, and you'll come out of it feeling like so refreshed and so renewed that you'll be ready for this next step and chapter in your life.
Thank you. I'm so looking forward to it. And it is nice where I don't really know what to expect going on to it, but I think it's, yeah, just going to be such a changing experience.
Okay, so for those people who don't know what the Camino is, can you just tell me what it is, where it is, like how long you're walking?
Yeah, of course, of course. So it is a trail that they believe St. James actually walked when he was evangelizing and things like that. So it's just the path that pilgrims often take. So it expands into multiple countries, but for our trip, it's just going to be in Spain. So we'll be walking about 10 miles a day for about 7 days. So it's going to be a really, really good experience. We'll be stopping at different hotels along the way, but people can also do hostels or things like that too. And then we're going to end at the Cathedral de Compostela, I think that's what it's called. And so they actually believe that St. James's body is actually there. So I'm one of those people that like when I see something so historic and so old, it's just like I don't know, it just puts me in my perspective of just like wow, like they were a real person, they're not just a story, things like that. So I'm so excited to be able to do it, and definitely I think so many pilgrims go, whether it's whether you're Catholic, Christian, or just you want some kind of spiritual experience, anyone can really do it, regardless of faith tradition.
That is awesome. I can't wait to hear about your experience when you get back. We'll have to talk and we can let everybody know how your time was when you were doing it. And we definitely want to see pictures.
Oh, 100%. I will try to take so many pictures, and I'm sure my Wi-Fi will be a little bit spotty, but I'll definitely try as best I can to, keep people updated throughout the journey. And then, of course, when I finish, definitely I'll keep everyone updated of how it went.
That is awesome. So excited for you. You're going to enjoy it so much.
Thank you.
So, last question to kind of kick everything off. So, now that you're an alum and you had 5 years here at Alvernia, you took in all the experiences, what is one piece of advice that you would tell a current student?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think kind of like what we touched on earlier, I think it's really just take advantage of every opportunity that you get. There were so many experiences that I had that if I hadn't done something earlier in my like academic career, I probably wouldn't have gotten this later opportunity. So for example, I played violin at mass every week, and so it was one of the things I just had fun doing. It kind of got me out there. But because of that, I really got close with Jamie Capariso, who was in the mission administry office. And then she was like, "Hey, you should apply for the From Interfaith Scholarship." And I'm like, "Oh, sure, why not?" Like, and so I was really able to have that experience, which otherwise, if I was just at mass every week, no, props to you if you just want to go and like just sit there, like that's perfect. But because I did get more involved, it really led to this other opportunity. So I think there's just so many things that are like that, being the senior scholar, just having made those connections with professors and having research experience with the honors program and once again the From Interfaith Scholarship, I think just really set me up to be able to be more competitive that I could get that scholarship. So I think it's just go out there, never say no to anything and just try it. Worst case you don't like it and you're like, well, check that off the list and now you know. So 100% just go out there, do it and see what you like, see what you don't like, and I think no experience is wasted.
100% agree. And that is absolutely great advice. You are like the superstar for that.
Oh my gosh, thank you. I
But also like really great advice for the people watching this and for alums. And I hope I have no doubt you will, but I hope you take this into your everyday life and know that like even as you continue into this new step of life and everyone living their lives out there, like you should take advantage of anything that comes your way. You never know what's going to come out of it.
100%. And just trying new things, trying new hobbies. Definitely when I graduate, I'm gonna try to, go out in the evenings or, go on weekends just to try to like not just work and then go back home. Like I definitely don't want to have that. And so I think just trying different things. If friends are like, oh, like, do you want to do this? Go take a pottery class. Just do whatever it is and just try it and see where it takes you.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Regina. Thank you for being here. Congratulations on graduating. Welcome you to the alumni family. Thank you so much for this interview. It was wonderful.
Thank you so much. I'm just so happy I could share my experiences, and I hope somewhere along this people kind of get a new, thought or anything like that. So I'm just so excited to be here and so excited for the next chapter of my life. And of course, staying in touch with Alvernia, and hopefully I'll be at Margaritaburn next year.
Yes, of course. And homecoming in the fall.
Of course, of course. So thank you so much, and I definitely hope to stay very closely involved with Alvernia in the future.
I'm sure you will. Thank you, Regina. Bye, everyone. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Bye, everyone.